Good morning. My name is Jacob Booth, and I am the Weird Christian Dude. Today we're going to be studying Genesis chapter 9. This is sort of a chapter on laws. As soon as she hears me talk, she comes inside. I don't know. Okay. Verse 1. And God blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all the mouth of the earth, all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fish of the seas. Into your hands are they delivered. So there's no predators, basically. That's what God's saying, for humans, anyways. And I'm not entirely sure if this diminished a little bit, where we could, like, sometimes there are predators, or if that's just part of when people die, sometimes it's a way that it happens. And obviously, with all the animals going onto the ark, fear is not something that was overwhelming in some cases, as you can see with my cat. She's not afraid. Just some perspective. Verse 3. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb that I have given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. So this is food. Basically, people could eat anything, except you cannot drink blood. So the drink blood part continues to exist to this day, and there was food restrictions at a certain period of time, and those are also removed, so we can again eat anything. I don't really want to eat everything. Some things are better than others, but that's the way that it is. And this is the first time where eating animals is actually mentioned. So I'm not sure if that just never happened before, and now God's giving people permission to eat animals, or what. But it seems likely that up to this point, people were all vegetarians, because that's what you do with gardening and farming. Verse 5. And surely your blood of your lives will I require, at the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, and at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. So he's preempting. This is very serious. Verse 6. Whosoever sheddeth man's blood, by man shall blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. So God's first, like, real criminal punishment, murder equals death. Put it simply, that's the penalty. Don't kill people. It's also not a government thing. It's the natural consequences of those actions, and God will enforce that. And sometimes He has delegated that task to government, but no one gets away with murder, ever. It's one of those things that God very, very much dislikes. Verse 7. And you be fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. So verse 7, along with verse 1, actually repeats the first command that God had for Adam and his intention of what he wants people to do. It's still pretty general because he likes freedom, and this is your purpose in life. So, verse 8. And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. So God emphasizes his one-way promise. This is a covenant. He didn't demand anything in this. He's just very clearly stating that he is promising to all people and all animals that he is going to establish a rule for himself to follow. Verse 13. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud, and I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, and I will remember my everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. So God's promise is to never repeat the flood of Noah and not destroy everything. It doesn't refer to very small local floods. Those still happen all over. This is part of seasons. And he is reminding us of this promise with the rainbow. This is the first creation of the rainbow, and it exists as a symbol of God's promise to all of the earth. So there's not going to be a third try, basically. Okay, verse 17. And God said unto Noah, This is a token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. So it's very clear that Noah doesn't have any more children, and so it's his grandchildren that really have to go forth and make society, which does mean that they are cousins that have to get married because there are zero other options. And so cousin marriage is still common in certain cultures in the world, and throughout the entire Bible, that is actually never condemned, ever. It's very weird in American society. Cousin marriage isn't common, accepted, or even talked about, really, but it's totally fine. Verse 20. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered in his tent. This is the first reference to alcohol ever. As far as I can tell, Noah invented fermentation and wine, and then immediately overdid it. And he passed out in his own tent. I just thought that was pretty funny. Okay, verse 22. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. So they're somewhere else. And Shem and Japheth took a garment, and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backwards, and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backwards, and they saw not their father's nakedness. Sort of a weird scenario, but. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew that his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. So this is, I think, a little bit puzzling. So Ham, Noah's son, found his father naked in a tent, told his brothers, who then covered him with a blanket. And Noah cursed his grandson, Canaan, who had nothing to do with the situation. I'm not sure how that makes sense. Perhaps someone from that type of culture could understand it better, but I really don't. Like, that doesn't sound like a logical thing to do. If anything, you curse Ham, but also I don't know how he really did too much wrong. Like, maybe he shouldn't have told his brothers, just to like covered him and not said anything, or what have you. Verse 26. And he said, this is the curse, blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. So this is a little bit weird, because he sort of rearranges the ranking of his sons to Japheth being the youngest, elevated above his brother Ham, and that their nephew, which is Canaan, will serve them both. Both Shem and Japheth get served by their nephew. Verse 28. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. So that's the same type of genealogy that was in previous chapter of Genesis. And Noah is the third oldest person ever at 950 years. Methuselah was the oldest at 969, and Jared, which I think was his grandfather, was second oldest at 962. So that is very, very long-lived person. Well, that concludes the end of this chapter. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and you are always welcome to come and talk to me.